Hey guys, I'm trying a bit more standard today. I've decided to make my first Ratadrabik deck. So I've managed to get 3 copies of this guy. I thought I'd go with the Esper colours. I decided to wildcard basically the Dominaria United lands. So I've got my 4 Plaza of Heroes. And I've gone through the legendaries, trying to pick out the ones I want to try out, really. So I've got multiple copies of some of the better ones. I would have more Dennicks. I've only got 1, but I haven't decided if I want to wildcard this guy yet. So we've got Raff, Weatherlight Stalwart, so he can sometimes draw you a card. You need 2 untapped creatures. That's kind of the tricky part, I think. Just actually keeping 3 creatures on the board can be difficult. We've got got quite a healthy number of removal cards in the deck. I usually sort of skimp on removal, but we've got these 5 instants here, and I'm going to try and run 4 Void Wrens. It's you don't usually see people run 4 of these, I think, because it's an expensive removal spell. But what I like about Void Wren is the fact it can't be countered. I want to try casting this on Phyrexian Fleshgorger with which has the ward cost. So as I understand it, if you don't pay the ward cost, ward counters the spell, but Void Wren should override that. So I'm curious to actually see that interaction in a game, but that's how it should work. This should be able to kill Flesh Gorges without any life loss, which will be cool. Let's see, I've got 1 OVS in the 2-drop slot. I just picked up a Ludevic, just randomly. This guy was actually getting played in the Esper decks at Worlds a few months ago. So I'm curious to try this guy out. Decent body, 2/3, so a bit like Dennick. Vohar, though, is a bit... I'm going to try 1 Vohar, I decided, but it's only a 1/2 for 2 mana, so it's a little bit weak, right, against the aggro decks. But this can do draw and discard for you, and you can sacrifice it to recast an instant or sorcery from your graveyard for 2 mana. So this is kind of interesting. It's a nice utility to have in the deck. And I thought I'd go for 4 copies of Elas, il-Kor, because it's got Death Touch. It can do a bit of life gain for you as well if you get to play other creatures. So this is just this is like a slow removal spell, basically on the ground. You can trade off for some of the more threatening creatures. And then in the 3-drop slot, I finally got up to 4 Raffines. So this is our the air defense in the deck, really. The fact I've got Raffine in there, it's a pretty core card, I guess, for all the Esper decks. It's better when you've got more Dennicks, so you can hit the sort of turn 2 Dennick, turn 3 Raffine, and just grow Dennick to 3/4, get a 3-point life swing. That's kind of the Esper dream, I think. That's the good argument for wildcarding a few more Dennicks. But I'm not quite there yet. I managed to get a couple of Toluz, Clever Conductor. I've never played this card before. Sounds good. It gives you some card advantage when it dies, I guess, except if it gets exiled. You won't get all of the discarded cards. It's good in this deck because we do have a lot of draw and discard effects. There's the 4 Void Wrens. I thought I'll go for a bit of ramp. I've got a Relic of Legends. This sounds like it should be very good in a Legends deck. Potentially we can tap all of our legendaries to add extra mana. And I thought I'll go for 1 copy of the Celestus for a bit more draw and discard. I do see a lot of people playing this card. I'm still not totally on the bandwagon of the Celestus being a good card that you should play in every deck, but I should probably try it out, right? We've got 2 Kyodai. So this is getting into the Ratadrabik combo part of the deck. I think that's right. One thing I'm missing. I had to cut a few cards. I did have some sacrifice outlets before, so I've got a way of killing my stuff when Ratadrabik is in play and turning them into tokens. But yeah, I guess we'll have to try without sacrifice outlets to start with. But yeah, Kyodai sounds like it could be pretty good with Ratadrabik, so this can come into play and keep Ratadrabik invulnerable. If someone kills the Kyodai, it turns into a token, and it's still making Ratadrabik invulnerable. So they might need 2 instants that blow up Ratadrabik. So blowing up. So yeah, you'd blow up the Kyodai, and then in response to Kyodai turning into the zombie, you blow up Ratadrabik. That should be quite challenging. Of course, if they've got an exile effect, yeah, they can just exile Ratadrabik. That's not a big deal. So you probably, and it's interesting. This guy's got vigilance as well, so that's one less exile effect from Wandering Emperor to worry about, I suppose. What else? We've got Ertai Resurrected. This also seemed pretty good. A pretty good thing to copy if you can sacrifice him. I am thinking maybe I need to put another sacrifice outlet in the deck. The one I was running was Braids. So Eaten Alive is one, I suppose. I'm not sure I want to play Eaten Alive in this deck. But there was the Braids. So yeah, let's go for it. Sanguine Spy can also sacrifice creatures. Maybe that's a good one. Get to Surveil 1. And if you've got 5 mana values, you can draw a card. This deck isn't too great on the mana values. I guess it's not bad though. It's got 2, 3, and 4 pretty heavily taken care of. And then it's just got a couple of 1-drops, couple of 5-drops, and you need one of those, and then a land. Maybe you could manage it. Yeah, so that's right. The other one is Henrika Domnathi. So this, as a one-off, you can just have each player sacrifice a creature. So that's quite good as well. I do want to try out Kato's the Silent Spider, but I'm thinking about what I need to cut from the deck. Maybe we just cut one Kyodai. Put in Henrika Domnathi. And maybe we do cut the Vohar. Or do we cut Toluz? Let's cut the Vohar. I'm not convinced by Vohar. And we'll put Braids in, just because that's a recurring sacrifice outlet. And then at least we've got a couple of ways of sacrificing things. Yeah, we've got the 3 Ratadrabik and a couple of Ertais. Liaise of Forgotten Archangel as well. It's another way of bringing things back. So yeah, Ratadrabik doesn't do anything like exile the creature, so you can have the best of both worlds where it bounces back to your hand with Liaise, and you get the token, which is quite ridiculous. And we're going to try Kato's the Silent Spider as well. The most brutal combo I've seen though with this was Ratadrabik and Thalia. I think that was my first experience of Ratadrabik as well. Somebody just kept playing Thalias, they would die and turn into zombies. So I was facing 4 or 5 Thalias, and I couldn't. So all of my non-creature spells were costing 6 or 7 at least. Unfortunately, I don't have Thalia, but yeah, we'll try something different, I suppose. Anyway, that's enough discussing the deck. Well, I'll discuss the mana base quickly. So I've gone for 18 white, 18 black, and I think 16 blue sources in the deck, or thereabouts. It might be 14 blue sources, because we've got braids to cast, so that's 2 black and 1, so that can be a bit challenging. Do I want to go straight into ranked? No. Let's do standard play first. Okay, we've drawn the 1 Thran portal. So it's a slightly concerning hand where we managed to draw 4 of our 3 drops and 1 4-drop. But we're going second, so we are drawing that extra card. So fingers crossed that this will be fine. But yeah, we did draw the extra land. That's very good. Okay. But it is a 2-tap land hand as well. So yeah, I'm building the mana base. I thought I'll go for 8 tap lands, because I just saw an article somewhere. I think it was a suggestion by Frank Carsten that you shouldn't go above 8 tap lands, so I've tried to keep to that. I've gone for exactly 8, so I'm kind of on the edge, I suppose. But obviously he's had the 2-drop here, so he's gone first as well. So he's got this kind of 2-step advantage. Right, so we have to play a trample. What colour do we want particularly? Black might be good. Right, so the argument for Raffine is it's got ward 1, so any removal spell costs 1 more. So if he's got the 5 damage instant, that's going to cost him 4. Relic of Legends will help me ramp, but he's already got these 2 creatures out. I don't know if I can afford to do that, so we'll try playing Raffine. If we can draw an untapped mana source, we can play Ertai next turn. Okay, yeah, it's one of these very popular Portal to Phyrexia decks. He will actually be able to... It's funny, he'll be able to get a treasure and actually reanimate that this turn. And he's got Cityscape leveler in there as well. So yeah, so he has to pay 4 mana for this, because Fable did the job of getting rid of his 2 things, discarding his 2 things. So we could just play another Raffine. I think we're going to ramp out. I think we'll try Relic of Legends this round. Playing a creature could just play into reanimating Portal of Phyrexia. Yeah, he is just... So there was no point playing a creature that round. He does have the reanimation spell. I've actually got an untapped mana source. That's pretty cool. So, I'm thinking Cityscape Leveler is in the graveyard. I can actually cast Toluz. And take that out. That seems funny. He'll be able to get Toluz. He'll be able to kill this easily and get it back with Portal, I suppose. But I like this idea. This takes out one of his threats. And the board he's built up here is quite strong as well. So he's just winning quite hard with these. So that can be unearthed anyway in the future, even if I get rid of all his repair and recharges. So I think we'll get rid of the leveler. We'll see if he's got any others in the deck. Okay, oh, interesting. He's playing Sacred Fire, of all things. Okay, so we've got look at the library. Yep, there are 2 in the library. Get rid of those. He's got 3 more Portal to Phyrexia in the deck. So he's got another reanimation spell, Invoke Justice, of course. So remember, he can do 2 damage with Sacred Fire here. Oh, hey, that's right, I get Cityscape Leveler as well. That's nice. I guess I've got to decide, well, yeah, if I block with Toluz, he can Sacred Fire it. And then he'll get Toluz next turn. Then he just does that and has haste. 5 damage haster. Okay, good game. But really, how much did we do this game? We played Raffine. I played a Mana Rock. I missed a land drop as well. I played Toluz, and that's it, and I'm dead. I'm not playing against an aggro deck at all. This is a convoluted reanimation thing. Oh yeah, because they can both give flying. I suppose I had the slow start. I had 2 tap lands as well. But yeah, I'm not having much luck beating that deck, to be honest. It seems to be very popular as well. I'll try and resist the temptation to play some main deck cards to beat that deck. So what's the issue? We've probably still got too many 3-drops. If I can sort of reverse this and have maybe 12 2-drops and 11 3-drops might be a bit healthier for the deck. Destroy evil, extra destroy evil, and go for another Raff, Weatherlight, Stalwart. So that brings us up to 12 2-drops, and then we have to drop 2 3-drops. Braids is our only sacrifice outlet. Relic of Legends, Celestus. We've got a fair number of card draw things. Maybe we can drop the Celestus. Let's check. I do have 26 land in the deck, so I got a bit mana screwed that game. It wasn't really for lack of lands. I suppose 27 is the highest you can go, but I think 26 probably about right for this deck. Maybe we just drop Relic of Legends. Maybe we don't need any ramp at all. We do have 2 5-mana things, and it helped me get Kato's out, which let me kind of land a hit, but it wasn't enough. Okay, let's try without the ramp cards. We've got 26 land. Maybe that's fine. Well, opponent goes first. The good news is we have a cut down in the opening hand. This might help us fight early on, and we've got 3 lands this time, so that's really good. So I'll play the Swarm. So I've got cut down mana up. But this is very different. So this is blue-green ramp. We will... Oh, that's right. We can Eiganjo. We could destroy evil on this. Well, he's going to gain 3 life off it. I'm thinking, what's the... Well... He's going to hit 4 mana this turn, so he might have something dangerous that I can destroy evil with. This is just a 3/3 creature. Okay. Bankbuster. Draw some cards. Now, do I use my 2 mana and blow up this because it's a 3/3 creature? I might come to regret it, but let's do it. We could Void Rend this. He'll get a card off it. I'm gonna play Raffine. Voidrend is useful for well, he didn't draw a card off Reckoner. That's the good news. He did get to scry that off the top though. So what's my prediction for what this deck is going to do? Oh, that is nice. We hit a land. That's quite important. So actually I could play Henrika and draw a card. Although before this only triggers at the combat phase, so he could have another bounce spell for Henrika. But I can't double spell yet. This is my best chance of drawing a card, I think. So let's do this. Draw a card and lose 1 life. That seems good. Yeah, the late game here. Well, Titan of Industry, Hullbreaker Horror. Maybe the World spell to find those cards. We top decked another land. That's very good indeed. We can play Raffine Scheming Seer here. We could Elas il-Kor and then play Raffine, because we're not worried about. We're not. He does have access to white mana, but it looks like a splash. I'm going to play Elas il-Kor and. Oh right, I just misplayed. You see, we only had 1 white mana. We can't play Raffine now. I messed that up. Never mind. It happens. So we will transform. We don't have a better option. And attack. And we won't do that. Joint exploration. Something huge is going to happen. Right, we've got to remember white mana is quite important, and sometimes we'll only have 1 white mana if we're trying to double spell. A lot of our spells have white mana in the cost. So it's basically a choice between one of these things each turn. Right, Backbuster, draw a card. Alright, Teferi. Okay. I think I'm going to cut down the pilot. So, probably should have cut down the token. Now I think of it. Okay, now we could Katoz and dig all the Fading Hopes out of his deck. No, I think we do that next turn on Teferi. He's got 1 mana, so he could have Fading Hope on Henrika. Does he have a way of drawing a card at instant speed? I think. Okay, let's just go for Teferi like this. Good. Bye bye Teferi.
We'll have to try again.
Let's Katoz and take Teferi out of the deck. Quite satisfying, I've got to say. Might only have 1 copy, but we'll see. Oh, he had 1 in his hand. Okay, yeah. Hullbreaker Horror, Cultivator Colossus, Titan of Industry are his big hits. Okay, cool. Well, we'll give rank to go. I think if we have 2 losses in a row, we'll duck out of ranked, to be honest. Okay, we've got 2 tap lands here. Yeah, we can't play Elas il-Kor on turn 2, unfortunately. I'm going first. We'll keep this. Play the Raffine's Tower. It's red. Okay, never mind. It's not an untapped land. We've got quite... So yeah, we had 3 of our sort of late game things in the opening hand. But we also had 3 land of the right colours. Okay, well we could play Raffine. Which is going to be, I think, hard for him to deal with. He needs to pay ward cost. There is a spell that does 4 damage for 2. I think it's Thunderbolt. We'll see if he's got exactly that. Because he's probably got another play with fire. So let's say no blocks there. Can take 2 damage. He's got Phoenix Chick. Okay. Post combat and lightning strike to the face. Very good news. We get a deserted beach. Right. So, a few options here. We can hold Kyodai, hold up Kyodai mana to give Raffine a bit of stuff, a bit of protection. Or we could just go straight for Ratadrabik. Yeah, I think we go for Ratadrabik. He's got ward 2, so he's... You need 4 mana and a lightning strike. So we're going to try and block up the board with these ward creatures here. And then we can feel guilt-free about trying to block with Raffine. Thundering Raiju definitely is a pretty good one that can just break through here. He's got 2 cards left. I can trade here for Thundering Raiju. Now what's he going to put the counter on? On the Raiju. Okay, well, I'm going to take 4 here and kill these 2. Because that seems to make sense to me. Because like losing one of these and taking 3 damage doesn't make sense. Fantastic. So we managed to get 5th untapped land. Absolutely superb. We can play Liaza. We could also play Elas il-Kor. We wouldn't be able to double spell. We can hit with Ratadrabik. Like that. Ah, destroy evil. Pretty good. Okay. I think we'll discard the excess Ratadrabik. Oh, I think you get double Ratadrabiks, don't you? I'm going to discard it anyway because I can. Yeah, next to damage, I can just play Elas il-Kor and yeah, actually I'll end the turn there, I think. He might have 7 direct damage, which I can't do much about. Well, he's down to 2 cards, so he needs literally. Well, I think yeah, lightning strike really is. So he's only got 6 damage, I think, potentially. Now this, when it puts a counter on another creature, it makes the other creature modified, so that's at the point of direct damage. I kind of want to avoid that because to get out of the double lightning strike situation. Okay. So he is going to do me 1 point of damage. It's going to destroy evil that. Just because I don't want to take one point of damage because it could be dangerous. Okay, we've got the Void Rend. We've got Ratadrabik that can become a 5/5 when it attacks. So we'll just attack with Ratadrabik. Yeah, discard the Dennick. And the turn. Then we've got Kyodai at instant speed, which also gains us a point of life, which is quite nice. Okay. Urabrask. Interesting. Okay. Right. I will Void Rend that. End of turn. So I get a draw phase. Cool. I'm going to play Liaison now. That should be good enough. Yep. Okay, that's good. That's a good start. I'm always concerned whether my decks can do anything against mono red. Pretty decent showing. Right, it's another 2-lander. Wonder if I should go for 27 land, which isn't. It's not a joke. It's sort of. I think there's a break point between 26 and 27 land in best of 1. The hand smoother starts preferring. I think 4 land hands. Sometimes there'll be a choice between a 2-land hand and a 4-land hand, and it'll give you the 2-land hand. So, yeah, I will keep this one. It's not good though. We we need to top deck an untapped land. But remember, I've gone for 8 tap lands in this deck. We're up against mono red again. Well, we'll see. This might not go quite as well. But we are on the play this time. We just got a bit of a slow opener. Rada's Firebrand. Let's see. Go for the Throat is going to kill most things in his deck. I think we don't play the Pilgrim yet. We are going to hope for to top deck a land. And we'll spend our expensive 3 mana removal spell on the 3 power creature, which could also stop Elas il-Kor from blocking. And we only take 1 from the Swift Spear, because he's got Chandra dressed to kill, you see. So that makes me feel bad about using Void Rend, which could have killed the Chandra. Because go for the Throat. We actually hit an untapped mana source, which is fantastic. Okay. Right, we could let Chandra have an activation and play Ertai at instant speed and try and trade off with a Monastery Swift Spear. Which seems quite good. Henrika Domnathi. I can't remember if she's got 4 toughness or not. We could also do Elas il-Kor, destroy evil on this to stop the token happening. It's certainly interesting. I'm going to go for the Ertai Resurrected play, which might be a terrible idea. Giving red another card. Okay. 1 point of damage.
You are lucky this is a warning shot.
4 mana. Bloodthirsty Adversary is a 3/3. Needs to spend 3 mana, doesn't it, this thing, to recycle the spells. There aren't any spells to recycle incidentally. Pass to attackers. So, we also have Go for the Throat. We can swing, so let's swing for the fences and hope the mono-red deck doesn't have a burn spell. Play Ertai Resurrected. Destroy a Planeswalker. Give the red deck a card.
So dark out.
Try and block the Bloodthirsty Adversary. Well, we blocked it. The damage is blocked, so I'm happy with that. We take 2. We took a total of 3 damage that turn. Right, how about a transformed Henrika Domnathi? What do we think about that? We've also got Elas il-Kor and Destroy Evil on this, which stops a 2/2 creature hitting me. We've also got Sadistic Pilgrim plus Raff, Weatherlight, Stalwart. And that would gain me a life point if I did that particular combination. And it might tax his burn spells. He might decide to blow up Elas il-Kor. Okay, let's go for Elas il-Kor. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna try this. Maybe it's stupid to do that, but let's try. He's got 3 cards. Reckless Stormseeker is 1. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of haste damage coming in. So yeah, this thing makes everything have haste. Stop 2 damage, keep Raff alive, and we're going to take 4. Play with fire on Raff. Take 5. But Raff is out of there. Okay. So we've got Destroy Evil and Go for the Throat. Which takes 5 power off the board. Or we can be risky and try Henrika Domnathi. I think let's not be risky. Okay, end the turn. Flame Channeler. Okay. This becomes a 3/3. It doesn't have haste, so it's a bit less scary. Okay, go for the throat on Bloodthirsty Adversary. Destroy Evil on the enchantment creature. Take 1. Could be worse. He has another Kumano. Another point of damage, so down to 6. Okay, Henrika Domnathi. Let's play her and see what she does. Transforms into a 3/4, so that's quite challenging to deal with. Unless the guy's packing the 5 damage instant and manages to top deck it. Drawing a card and losing 1 life. That seems risky. So let's transform, because we need a blocker with lifelink. Another Kumano. Okay, that gets to 2/3. Down to 5. Ooh, Ratadrabik, you say? Well, this is quite a good blocker. So I'm going to gain 3 life. If I use it as a blocker, potentially I stop 2 damage and gain 3 life. But he might not attack. He can just rely on his stuff. So I think good argument here for attacking. You can rely on his direct damage. So that's a 2/2 creature. That can become a 3/3, of course. Rending Flame. He does have the Rending Flame. Wow, okay, but he kills that and it gets exiled by etching. Darn, so Ratadrabik doesn't work. He's not attacking. Okay. But yeah, good job by the etching of Kumano there, stopping Ratadrabik from working. That's an interaction I wasn't totally sure about, but I'm not surprised it stops Ratadrabik. When you're exiled, you're not dying. No attacks. And end turn. He's got to try and... Still got to try and push through enough damage to kill everything. Oh, you need to attack with a modified creature, don't you? And then you're in business. So Ratadrabik's doing a good job of just holding off quite a few creatures. But I haven't counted this up. This looks like a lot of damage. Okay, so we've got to do that. We can leave Elas il-Kor alive here and kill the Swift Spear. And that potentially, for top decker creature, I'm gaining a life point next turn to make up for the extra damage I'm taking. So that seems good. He's got no cards in hand. There's still an etching out there to stop things happening. I think I'll keep this. I'll hold the swamp. Doesn't have any flame counters at the moment. Okay. I mean, I could attack with Ratadrabik and I'd trade off there. Okay, Chandra's a problem, so this just pings me for a point of damage every time.
Yep, I'm basically a professional at saving in his stride by now.
Yep, just going for the damage, not going for the... Well, yeah, and he's only got one red mana.
Watch me heat up the dance floor.
And I think... So... How about we Void Rend, Embodiment of Flame, because Chandra's just unprotected here. Do we block like that? Do we block here? So I think this guy will still get exiled, unfortunately. But taking 2 damage puts me on 1. If I don't block it, I can kill Chandra this next turn. But this also gives everything access to haste. Okay, let's block like that. Okay, well this gets instantly cycled. Okay.
Can't douse these flames.
Okay, let's do that. End turn. Interesting, I don't usually see Goro Goro in mono red. Flame Channeler occasionally.
Come on, Chandra.
So, found a Firebrand. Okay. So, got a blocker for my Ratadrabik, basically. We'll play a Raffine. Raff won't be able to block Rada's Firebrand, which is annoying. He doesn't have the mana to pump the Rada's Firebrand. How about I attack Chandra with both and I pump Raff? And then I'm definitely going to kill Chandra. But if he does block Raff and kills it, I get an unblocked creature. Still, I think maybe it makes sense to do this. Oh, well, we just drew a bunch of lands. So, yeah, she's out of there. I've got 2
Way different than
blockers.
expected.
He needs Lightning Strike and he wins. Oh no. Oh no, he needs that to win as well because this stops Raffine from blocking. Yeah. That is unfortunate. He just has to target himself with that. And he's got 1 mana to pay the ward cost. Okay. Get ready on the good game. Okay, I've got a block here, and that's that. That was definitely a good game. I enjoyed that. You don't always enjoy games against mono red. And interesting, I did get to go first that game. I don't know why it always feels like you go second against mono red, but I went first, but I had a slow start. And yeah, could have gone either way there. He did. I think the important thing was he top decked that 5 damage spell for my 3/4 flying lifelinker. I think that's what happened, which would have just stabilized my life total. Okay, well, this is fine because we've got tap land for turn 1, then a swamp. We don't have the 2-drop creature, so I think we're a bit short on 2-drop creatures actually. Just got to think, do I need blue mana on turn 2 or white mana? What's more likely? White and black, yeah. We'll need white and black for the Death Toucher. That's the one we're most likely to top deck because we've got 4 of them. So blue-red could be a spells deck, but it could be Power Stones. It could be... I've seen the Phyrexian Portal deck is usually... It's often blue, red, white. Sometimes it's just red, white. Well, there we go. I'm glad I thought about that. So we top deck Elas il-Kor and we can play it on turn 2, which is nice. Is it about to get exploded? Maybe the red burn spell for 3 damage that makes a Power Stone token. No, Voltage Surge. Okay, blue-red artifacts. I used to play a blue-red artifact deck quite a lot. So I guess we've got he might be playing Enthusiastic Mechanaut to sort of reduce the cost of his artifacts. Right, okay, so Raffine's a pretty safe pick, I would say. Underground River is, of course, a Painland. I completely, make Disappear is the other thing he can have, of course, because Voltage Surge only costs 1. And Tezzeret, nice, yeah. Oh, and that becomes a 4/4. Nice, okay. Sure, okay. So our 26 land deck is really struggling to hit our 4th land, which is not good. But we don't have all that much card draw. Well, it's mostly Raffine, isn't it? We've got Fateful Absence, which will kill Tezzeret. Or the Bankbuster. That's the kind of clear and present danger. Leaves up cut down mana. There's a chance he plays something. This will connive. This will get me closer to land number 4. So I think that's what we have to do. Yeah, it's not going to help me out here. What are we unlikely to use is the question. We really want to hit... right. I guess Raff isn't too useful, so we will get rid of him. And of course, she gets to 4-2, which is quite good. And she collects Raff. That's nice. So I've not used Toluz before, of course. I wasn't thinking in terms of her being a 4-2 blocker. And yeah, it is a Cityscape leveler deck. It is the card of the moment, I guess. He's not attacking because of the Toluz. That's nice. Right, so we can Raffine. We could just Fateful Absence Tezzeret. Might have another counter spell. Let's just go for it. But I think, on balance, I'm going to go for I'm going to add a land to the deck for the next game, because this is ridiculous. It's clearly very important for the deck to get to 4 mana. He did have another counter spell. Oh well. Let's take out Tezzeret. Do you have a removal spell? Oh no, that's a shame. Dead Tezzeret. Let's get a Beam Battalion because he's got 6/6 worth of hasters this turn. So fair enough, and I'm nearly dead. But hey, we have Plaza of Heroes. So it looks like he's getting through with 4 damage here, and I'm dead. However, I have cut down. I also have Ertai. I could do cut down Fateful Absence. Ertai does give him a card, which is not ideal. Okay, I think... Okay, no attacks. He is tapped out. He has no counter spells here, so... He's down 2 counter spells. We could gamble on him not having another one. Or we could do all of our stuff now. We'll do all of our stuff now. I think, actually, kill the token, because he might have a way of bringing this back from the graveyard. So that's a little misplay. See if he's got direct damage, I guess. So I'm down to 1. Void Rend, okay. Well, yeah, I can only do one of these things. Oh, Void Rend cannot be countered. that was the thing I was missing. Little issue. Underground River costs us 1 life point, and we're on 1 life. So that scotches that plan. Okay, let's go on to his upkeep. And we'll play... What does it matter too much? It's drawing a card. Or I could just play Ratadrabik as a blocker. And maybe the ward cost stops him using some obscure removal spell. That doesn't cost me blue mana. So let's do that. And then we've got a blocker. And does he have a counter spell? Oh yeah, he says make disappear number 3. Of course he does. Interesting, yeah. So the Skitterbeam Battalion there. Doing some work. So yeah, he hit 6 lands. I bricked on 4 land. I mean, at least I got to 4 land. Right, 27 land. We've got, I think we've got to do it. Right, just let me check. We've already got 4 Raffine's Tower. The most important thing early, I guess, is to have Elas il-Kor mana. Maybe untapped mana for Elas il-Kor as well. And we are, that's right, we are trying to run braids in this deck. That says to me we add another Caves of Koilos. Go to 27 land. We'll see if there is a marked improvement. I think we haven't seen braids in action yet. I'm thinking of dropping a 2-drop here. I probably ought to drop a 3-drop. Probably ought to drop a Void Rend, but I like having 4 of them. Okay, we will cut maybe a Toluz Clever Conductor. Now I've got 27 land. That should guarantee we just can't get mana screwed now. It's impossible. I'm joking, of course. Three land hand. That's a good start. I'm going first. We've got quite a removal heavy hand. That's fine. We hit land number 4, which is significant. Okay, so if you play Thran Portal after turn 3, it becomes a tap land. Which colour? Very important. Let's have another white mana. And you see, you can't Void Rend Thalia. She is effective against Void Rend. I will Fateful Absence, because I do have this spell heavy opening. Fingers crossed he just doesn't have the second Thalia. But then I can start casting Void Rends on them. Recruitment officer, okay. Right. We actually hit 5 land, so we're on course for Liaison. That's cool. I'm going to play Ratadrabik. And I'm kind of hoping that he does play Brutal Cathar. I do have the answer to that. But on the other hand, he might have Lay Down Arms, which would be... Well, he'd need 4 planes to do that. What else would kill Ratadrabik? It does have Ward 2, which makes it a bit tricky. Ah, Siege Veteran. Well, that's a way of just punching through. And I feel I probably will have to kill that Siege Veteran. And that's 5 damage. No blocks. Okay, so choices. We can kill Siege Veteran, but it doesn't really solve the problem. This still attacks for 5 next turn. I think I'll try Liaison Forgotten Archangel. He's still got to pay 5 mana if he wants to get rid of Ratadrabik with a Brutal Cathar, which is his most likely removal spell. So Liaison can block the Guardian here and come back from the dead. Which seems reasonable. But he can do Brutal Cathar on Liaison, and then I'm back in trouble again. But I've just got to use enough Void Rends at that point. This has got Vigilance. This can actually swing in for some cheeky damage. Yeah, it's Brutal Cathar. What's getting pumped up? Six damage. It's the enlisting there, so it's 8 damage. Yep. So this is where you can see I've got my removal in my hand, and this is where you do feel like Void Rend's too expensive. If we could have done 2 removal spells, that would have solved the issue here with, you know, killing Siege Veteran and Brutal Cathar. Anyway, we're going to take 8. It's fine. We're going to play Elas, il-Kor. We could Void Rend at instant speed as well. Raffine's Tower, do we want to... I don't think we'll... My feeling is we don't get a chance to cycle this, but there's a chance that having 6 mana could be very useful if we draw another Void Rend or something. He could be running... I've heard of this. There is Lauren's Escape, which is a 1 white mana spell, which is quite good. He might be running that, in which case, well, if he's got that, he wins. I think it's 1 white mana, so best policy is popping Brutal Cathar maybe now. Wait, have I... No, I did just cast a spell this turn. Because there's a chance he'll just top deck it. Would like to do this in response to his attack, but I think I'll do it this way. See if he might use the clue token, of course, to dig for Lauren's Escape. That puts us back up to 4. The problem with doing it that way is he just plays another Brutal Cathar and takes out Liaza. Doing it in response to his combat phase is kind of guarantees me a blocker. Okay, now I cannot cast things during my opponent's turn. This is something I've had to learn from this playing this card. So the Guardian of New Benalia is going to be just a steamroller. That's going to go through my creatures. But I think Elas il-Kor here just jumps in the way. It comes back to my hand and I get a zombie token of it, I think. Which could be pretty cool. If I'm understanding this right. As long as this doesn't have trample. Hey, he does have lay down arms and you just discarded it. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think this is fun. This could be pretty good here. We do have a Void Rend as well. I think another Elas il-Kor seems pretty good. Gain a life point. I think Void Rend on the Mire right now is very good, because that's going to make 4 soldiers next turn. So obviously I can't do it in his turn. I'm not going to block with Liaza, so I'm going to attack with Liaza and get a 4-point life swing. There's Thalia. That's another Guardian. Okay. Okay, Thalia, yeah, is his first strike, so that's going to have a quite a useful effect. But yeah, he needs that. He needs another Brutal Cathar, I think, to get through this setup. So I thought I probably ought to kill Mire, but there's an argument maybe should save Void Rend for the next Brutal Cathar. So let's do that again. Let's see if he wants to save his dude. He does. He got rid of another lay down arms. Which exiles. Cool. Let's play another Elas il-Kor. I think we'll save cut down for our friend, the Brutal Cathar. Not too bothered about Thalia just yet. And I'm up to 16 life. I can just take the damage if Thalia attacks. Other Myrel. Okay. Okay, it's a lot of attacks. Right. Oh, yeah, I can't do anything because of Myrel. Yeah, that's a good point. I had to respond to Myrel with cut down if I wanted to do that. But I'm on 16 life. I feel pretty healthy here. This guy can block that guy as usual. We're not keen on the Siege Veteran. Well, yeah, actually we can do a favourable block like that. We can block here. We can block here as well. And we're just taking 6 damage. Yeah, it feels quite good to beat soldiers as well as mono red. If you can beat both those decks, I think you're doing quite well. So far, we lost to the big artifact deck. Okay, it is mono red. We're going to play a swamp. What are the chances he has a 3/3 haster here to get through my cut down? Oh, that is a shame. I'm just going to kill that straight away. Well, that's a stroke of luck that he did not have the 3/3 haster. Two damage. What? Where's the follow-up? Okay, we'll play Raffine. Lightning strike to the dome. No. How did mono red not do anything on turn 3? I don't understand. Can we afford to take 2 damage? Yes, I think we can. Okay. Play with fire to the dome. 2 cards left. We top deck another land. Beautiful. That's the 27 lands kicking in, I think. If we have a Ratadrabik, we can block with Raffine. Is what I'm thinking, without worrying about it. And we have backups in the hand for Ratadrabik and Raffine. So I will block like that, and I'll block like that. Etching actually will stop Raffine coming back, now I think of it. I just had the same experience about 2 games ago, so I need to figure that out. Okay, so that dies, but it costs him 4 mana. Raffine survives. Okay, not too bad. Not too shabby at all. Right, I'm thinking, do I want to attack with Raffine? Okay, we'll keep maybe keep Raffine back. We could play another Ratadrabik. That's quite a good play. The Plaza of Heroes. That's 4 mana to make something invulnerable. Okay. Long think. Let's go for the Ertai play this turn. So I feel the electrostatic infantry's getting out of control. Okay, killing that and giving red another card. And then trying to trade off with the etching if he lets me. Like that. No, he's not going to let me. He's got the double strike thing. Okay. He's down to 1 card. Okay, Raffine. So I think we're going to just lean on our Void Rends now. I'm going to block the Festival Crasher. And okay, pass the damage. Well, okay, let's Void Rend Etching because we need to kill this for Ratadrabik to work, and we've got to back up Raffine if he does kill Raffine now. Okay, I think I want this land. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to play Ratadrabik. No attacks. And I'm going to block with Raffine. Is he going to be able to... Oh, he could Lightning Strike Ratadrabik here, I was thinking. That would be terrible. And then do another instant. He can still Lightning Strike Ratadrabik because he's got 4 mana. So, get a zombie version of Raffine, which is pretty neat. Ooh, Otawara's not bad. So I've got, and that's going to be nice and cheap. That's a 2 mana Otawara. I've got 2 vigilance creatures to attack with. Yeah, that's going to do it. But I say, I'm enjoying the ward on Ratadrabik as well. Well, that was good. That was unexpectedly competent. Let's have a look at the deck. I thought it was time for the Legends deck. I just opened all my Dominaria packs and I got the 3 Ratadrabiks. And I decided, I think I only got 1 Plaza of Heroes, but I decided to, this card's too good to not have 4 of, so I wildcarded those. And tried to just jam all the legendaries together in the same deck. I haven't seen other people playing Raff, Weatherlight, Stalwart, so this is sort of this might be a dubious card that you'd probably rather play Dennicks if you've got them than this guy. Yeah, that's all cool. Worked out very nicely. I enjoyed this card in the Soldiers game, making zombie copies of it. Death Touch zombies seem pretty good, and it obviously gives you lots of life. We didn't see Ludevic this time. We didn't see Braids. The idea of Braids is supposed to be the sacrifice outlet. So if my opponent's not killing my creatures, I can kill my own creatures. The Henrika's in there for that reason as well. We didn't see... Oh, no, we did see Kyodai once. I thought this might be a fantastic card with Ratadrabik. It's sort of... Because usually this is making something invulnerable, but all they have to do is kill the Kyodai to get rid of it. Ratadrabik makes that a bit more difficult. And the Aza was pretty fantastic against the soldier deck as well. Toluz we saw once. We got rid of one of the payoff cards in that red-blue artifact deck, the Cityscape Leveler. We got rid of. This is not too bad. It might be playing one of these main deck might be doable, I reckon. But it didn't win me the game in that case. But definitely a possibility. And yeah, Voidrend was fine. There were times where I had 2 Voidrends in hand and 5 mana, and I'm thinking, if I did have some more cheaper things, I could double spell. But it turned out to be not too bad playing 4 of these. The reason they're here is because of things like the Phyrexian Flash Gorger. It's the thing that comes to mind, because with this you don't have to play ward costs, because ward costs counter the spell. If this can't be countered, ward costs don't matter. So that's the reasoning. So that was that went reasonably well. So over the course of the games there, we kind of evened out the mana curve, just so we've got a few more 2-drops than 3-drops, which seemed to make sense. We went up to 27 land, 26 land. We're still getting mana screwed too often and not hitting 4 land. 4 land is very important for this deck. I mean, we do have a couple of 5 mana creatures as well, so it's quite a high mana curve. It's nearly 3, so you should be playing at least 25 land in a deck like this. But 27 and having ways of discarding cards, I think it gives you that early game consistency. You're probably going to hit 3 lands in the opening hand that much more often, because of the way the best of 1 hand smoothing algorithm works. So basically it looks at 2 hands of 7 cards, and then it gives you the best hand according to your mana curve. It will, so if you have a high average mana cost in your deck, it'll actually preferentially give you a hand with more lands, I believe. Okay, I'm not 100% on that, but the thing I'm going on is that I know that there's a break point between 26 and 27 land where you're more likely, it'll favour the 3 and 4 land hands the most instead of the 2 and 3 land hands. So you'll get more 4 landers instead of 2 landers, in theory. Anyway, that is the deck. I think that's a video, so thanks for watching.